Hello and welcome to So Says Kes. My name is Kerry Ann and I am Kes. Disclaimers, these are just my thoughts and opinions, and also I swear. And I'm going to do another disclaimer in the fact that I don't even know I'm going to start this video, let alone go through it. I have one word. Transvestism. Can't even say it. I don't know if you've noticed, if you have been here before, then uber thanks. Uber thanks. You have no idea how much that means to me. But you will know that recently I've kind of changed tack a bit. I've gone back to what So Says Cares was actually created for, to my esoteric side and whatever. And I have mentioned this in videos before, but just in case you've missed it, handy household hint, right? Because the universe that you are a part of wants you to know that you are a part of that universe. It wants you to know that you are never alone, that you are safe and you are protected. And, you know, if you have any questions, it will answer, right? The best time to ask questions is just as you go to sleep at night. When you wake up in the morning, you listen when you wake up in the morning. This is why them bastards, my arch nemesis, my only enemy, them bastards, thieving bastards, them thieving bastards. Basically, that's why they have us up running. You know, like alarm clock, out of bed, hit the floor, fucking running. Do not have time to think. If we had time to think, we would all know the truth. If we had time to think and we knew where to look and we actually asked questions, we would get the answers. Anyways, I always, when I go to bed, because I do pray, right? I don't believe that there's a beardy bloke on a cloud with a giant fucking Rolodex who can keep up with 7 billion people at once. But I do pray because I know for a fact that it works, right? And whoever you pray to, it all gets picked up by the same telephonist, basically, whether you believe in it or not. And most of us don't, because we don't even know. Because we've got all of this pantomime, all of this fucking flow show, all these different blokes in dresses, like, that we're meant to be. Fucking hell. That kind of ties in, doesn't it? Anyways, when I go to bed at night, I'm like, teach me what you need me to know, help me to make sense of it, and point me in the direction of people who've got the ears to listen, people who, give me an audience, really. Anyways, but it doesn't matter, do you know what I mean, whether I have or not. Like, literally, I'm here to do this work, and literally I've always said that it will probably only be understood after I'm dead, but I know that I need to do it, so here I am. This is my life. So this morning, I was in the night, I was like, right, I'm going to do a video tomorrow. My son's at work. Going to do a video when I get up tomorrow. And I'd planned, I was thinking about this video that I was going to do, which I may still well do. And then when I woke up, it was just transvestite. You know what I mean? I very often just hear the words, and it's like, do you know what? This is something that I've been wanting to speak about for a while, but it does tie into what I'm doing at the minute, because there's this whole left-right, because obviously I'm a right-wing thug, because I don't believe that a whole swathe of men from, let's take Somalia, that didn't have rape laws till 2018, that are predominantly of a religious faith that goes along with its own laws, and in that law, little girls can be raped anally up to and vaginally after the age of 8, and any woman or girl not wearing a head covering is fair sexual game, right? And these people have an IQ of 60, and the country has an average IQ of 68. And because I don't want these people, a lot of them have a rapey murder background. A lot of them are rapists and murderers. And because I don't want that on my streets, and because there is a proven track record that our streets are no longer safe, not that they ever fucking work incredibly safe, do you know what I mean? Because them bastards breed us to hate each other. They breed divisions into us, as small as a smoking bag or as big as a religion, mate. We are meant to hate each other, and they put a lot of time and effort into making sure that we hate each other. And that is the best form of rebellion you can do, mate. Just don't hate people. Just love. That's it. Fuck them right over, mate. You will topple them off. We will overthrow the patriarchy if we act the opposite of how they tell us to behave. If they can't control us, they're fucked. Right? Anyways, so I am a far right thug because I don't want women and girls on our streets to be unsafe. I don't want dog walkers to be unsafe. We've lost our church bells down the road. If anybody lives near Blaby and fancies taking up bell ringing, because their official cause, right, their official reason is that they just can't find any bell ringers. So everybody, if you live near Blaby, go to Blaby Church, right, and offer to bell ring. And if they say no, we'll know, won't we? Because church bells are offensive to a certain demographic. Dogs are no to this certain demographic, and our country is certainly especially Leicester is currently being switched over and being replaced. Right? Anyways, so I'm a far right thug for all of these reasons, right? But I am also a lefty because I'm tolerant about things like men in dresses. Now, you wouldn't think that I would be tolerant about men in dresses, well, part off because I'm a far right thug, and I'm not a lefty. I don't bang saucepans and carry a Palestinian flag, right? But I did, from the age of 13, have a stepdad who was transvestite. Now, so I can speak with a level of authority on transvesticism that I can't even say, right? Because for a start off, because that whole thing in people has been hijacked by the far left, what they call the far left, the great unwashed, right? People like me, I am a lefty, fucking tolerant of everything, right? Not everything, obviously, otherwise we'll never have this fucking YouTube channel, would I? But supremely tolerant. I will defend a man's right to dress up as a woman. What I will not defend is him calling himself a woman, because he's a liar if he does that. Trans women are men. That's trans women are predominantly transvestites, and transvestitism is predominantly a kink and a fetish, right? But I will stand behind their rights to exercise that kink and fetish, even in public, right? I think it can be scary, especially for small fucking children. My stepdad, bless him, he looked like a fucking trifle. He didn't get it right. My mum hated it, right? And I lived with these people, well, I say my whole life. I got kicked out when I was 17 because I got pregnant. But I know it's harsh, that, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you're scared. Fuck off. But never did. Taught me resilience, but here we go. But I'd been working for like a year or two by the time I got kicked out of home. You know, life was different back then, do you know what I mean? But from a very young age, I knew transvestitism. My mother hated it, absolutely hated it. Her name was Miranda, and Miranda was the other woman, and my mum hated it. And I'm speaking about this, by the way, because I have no contact with anybody who knew my stepdad. I can't offend anybody with this. Nobody to please, nobody to appease kind of job. So, and it is important. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people speak on this and not many people have experience on this topic. And I have a lot of experience. I hated Miranda. I remember when I was teenage, we lived in Quorn, not the food stuff, the place. And he stole my favourite dress. Like, he'd got, like, he was a proper bitch. Like, my mum and him, like, they behave like teenagers at times. And they'd have to and fro's, right? And, like, she'd steal something of his, he'd steal something of hers, she'd steal, and it's like, why don't you just fucking split up? But they stuck together for years. And ultimately, they did love each other and whatever. But he's a thieving bastard, and when she died, he stole everything. Him and my brother got together and stole everything that she'd left for me. So, fucking bone. He's dead. He died my mum died in 2019, and my stepdad died in 2020. And I do miss him, and I do love him, and I do have fond memories. Right up until my mum started, and it was obvious my mum was going to die, and he put his fucking vulture hat on, and him and my brother started fucking circling, and it was disgusting to witness. And then when my mum died, buff, I lost him as well, because stealing my mother's money was more important than maintaining a relationship with me. We got plans, mate, because my daughter, you'd never know it, but I am a fully qualified beauty therapist, well, fully qualified, MVQ3. And my daughter is a trained beautician, hair and makeup. So we had got this plan that when my mum did pass, we were going to, treat him the way that he'd always wanted to be treated. We were going to give him makeovers, do his nails properly, do his hair. Like, because he was in his 80s, and we were like, time to have a little bit of you and whatever. And as it is, like I say, massive theft. And so he gave up all of that, right? All of that opportunity to finally be Miranda, like, for money. And money literally is just poison, like, literally. But again, just like religion, invented by them bastards, the people with the secrets of the universe that they weren't prepared to share. Look at, like, just the buildings that they live in, the symbology of the buildings, the ratios, the fucking sacred geometry, their symbols that they sit behind show that they know secrets about how the universe works that we don't know unless we go on university courses, or unless you're a middle-aged fucking chav of a woman who just fucking asks the universe, and then you can find out for your fucking self, because the universe is all encompassing knowledge, and it wants us all to know it all. So it will point you in places. Shut up, Kerry Ann, shut up. Transvestism. So he'd wear fake boobs and whatever. He'd got wigs. He was very Rod Stewart with it at times. Do you know what I mean? In that he'd wear things that were ambiguously. He'd wear them because they were women's clothing, but they could be got away with man's clothing. Like, I'm fully, never heard it anywhere else, but personally, I believe that Rod Stewart is a cross-dresser. Like how many people say, like, when, memes of him, like, when your nan looks at you when you come home drunk or whatever, you know what I mean? I think he's a cross-dresser, 100%, 99%, 90%. You can't dress like that and not be a cross-dresser. And having lived with a fucking cross-dresser my whole fucking life, I kind of spot these things. But my stepdad, he'd wear, like, women's coats that could be got away with as a man's coat. Do you know what I mean? Gender bending. There is a bender, right? Fucking hated gay people. Well, not gay people. Homosexuality. Absolutely despised it. The thought of anything. Like if you even saw men kissing, he couldn't bear it. Not a tolerant man at all. Totally fucking intolerant. Like literally, very much blinkered, bull in a china shop. This is what I believe. You're wrong. I'm right. Fuck off. Tourist. You know. So was me mum though. So you imagine how them arguments went. But yeah, it was a kink, and it was a fetish. Right now, we don't even use the word transvestite anymore. Right now, for a lot of people, this is a kink. It is a fetish. For Sam Smith, it is a kink and a fetish. Look at what he wears. You don't wear nipple pasties if you're actually being a woman. And the whole like, oh, I'm non-binary. I'm neither a man nor a woman. What do you pee out of? Now, my stepdad, he used to tuck, allegedly. He'd wear rubber knickers and he'd tuck. Right. My mum hated it. And he'd wear rubber knickers to work. He was an engineer at a garage. Right. So I know the kink and fetish side of being a transvestite because I had a kinky fetishist transvestite stepdad, right? And I paid attention to that fucker. Now, any man wearing a dress, now thankfully my stepdad never felt, like I was a little girl, technically. Do you know what I mean? Never felt uncomfortable around him. He wasn't that kind of guy, right? He wasn't a predator. He'd never do, to my knowledge, right? Like, but I pick up vibes really fucking easily. And if there was anything that I would have been out there. Do you know what I mean? He did covet, right? He covered what I wear. Oh, that's it. So he stole my dress. My mum, there was this big thing about clothes going missing off the washing machine, and it was my mum and me fucking stepdad. Tit for tat, my mum would call it. No, they'd just fucking, he'd do this, she'd fucking, and he took my best fucking dress off the washing line to prove that we were having our washing stolen. And he lied to me for it. He admitted it one day. And then he went back to lying about it again. Couldn't fucking lie straight in bed, that man. Like, horrible for lying. And theft. I'm currently laying on a fucking broken bed. Like, my mum would be rolling in her fucking grave. Should have at least wanted me to have her winter coat in 2019. But no, everything fucking... Anyways. So he hated anything like gay, right? And he wasn't a pedo, right? My mates came round. Nobody ever felt uncomfortable. It would have been picked up on if he was. I would have known. He was a good man. He just had a kink. He had a lady kink, and a lot of people do. I don't know if you've watched the Ed Gein thing. He also has a lady kink. In today's society, he would be allowed in women's spaces, right? I've just got to put this in here, right? I thought I can't do a whole video without putting in the Unstoppable March of Islam, right? But I did watch this video the other day, and it was on Instagram, and I tried to share it to Facebook, and it just wouldn't. I don't know what's going on there. But Facebook memories disappeared for a while, so something's glitching. It was this imam fella, and he was explaining why they align themselves, why Muslims align themselves with the far right. Guess what his reason were? Because they're stupid people. It's like they're stupid people. They'll defend us. They just want to fight about fucking oatmeal. Like literally, they're prepared to fucking stand up. Do we stand with what they stand for? Do we fuck? Would we kill a Muslim baby? You know, like because there were some of them about abortions and everything. Would we kill a Muslim baby? No, we fucking would not, mate. But if they want to fucking fight for us, let them do it. Stupid people. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking take us in, mate. You know, like Trojan fucking horse. But you know, like there's all this, and the fact that you fight, right? The fact that a lot of trans people fight, some of them punch people. The most fucking unladylike thing you can think of. These men behave like this because people won't call them a woman because they have a penis, which makes them a man. Right, biologically, do you know what I mean? A woman is a woman because she's got her egg sacs inside. A man has his egg sacs outside. That's how I define what is a woman, just in case you wanted to know. It's that simple. I've got my reproductive organs inside. Men swing freely. Men have a penis. I have a vagina. I've got an innie. They've got an outie. But you've got academics who can't answer that fucking question because it's been politicized. It's been bastardized. And my stepdad would be rolling in his fucking grave right now. He'd be like, no, I'm pretty sure of it. He'd be like, no, I'm not having this. You know, keep women and girls safe. You know, just saying, every man who decides to put a fucking skirt on is allowed in women's spaces. You're not saying, right, genuine people who were born in the wrong body, if that is a thing, right? People who believe that they are born in the wrong body, they've got body dysmorphia, whatever, right? But they genuinely they live their life as a fucking woman. That's their traits. That's, you know, like, and they genuinely, as soon as, you know, like they want rid of that appendage and they want to be the body in the body that they feel they were born to be. That is transgender. That is probably 1%. I'd say no more than 5% of the people who are calling themselves trans are actually women in men's bodies. The rest of them, I'm sorry, are either playing it or have got some serious psychological issues. Even Blair White, massive respect for Blair White, we'll call her a her. She's a her to me, right? Some bloke, Lily Tino is a bloke. Two different people, right? Lily Tino has an OnlyFans where he masturbates his penis for people. That's not ladylike. I don't masturbate my penis for people. You can't pay me enough to masturbate my penis for you because I ain't fucking got one because I'm a woman. And nastiness. Do you know what I mean? Justin Lily Tino makes a business of arguing with people for money. Do you know what I mean? A lot of trans people do it for money, for fame, Sam Smith. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you want to bend genders with what you wear, I don't dress like a lady. Do you know what I mean? Most of the time, when I was a teenager, I was a proper bender. Like, admittedly, I was a then Jericho fan when I was a teenager. I used to wear suits, old men's suits from the charity shop. Dress shirts, cufflinks, ties, bother boots. I used to dress like a man. Right? Did I think I was one? No. But I tell you what, if I was going through that teenage phase in today's day and age, they'd have sewn my flaps up. And then what happens when you hit menopause and they fall off? Don't go back to your flaps, guys. No, I can't go back to my flaps. I'm not going to. But yeah, I went through that phase when I was a teenager as well. And there's a lot of teenagers who go through that phase of like, well, what if I am the other gender? And in today's society, you can get whipped off and have everything sewn up, chopped off, have your tits chopped off. Saw one the other day. Somebody had got her tits chopped off, bless her, and they're not giving her any fucking nipples. You've got to go through your life like that. Now, I would have, and I would have thought, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm on this fucking bandwagon, let's fucking go. I am so glad I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, not today. So glad. Because it's been bastardized, and now they have communal changing rooms for everybody. Not changing rooms, like I don't even remember what the name of the restaurant was uptown in Leicester City Centre. Went to a restaurant, unisex toilets. All because raging lefties fought. Because that's what, like the far right thugs, it's the left ones who fucking argue about everything, who are always fucking fighting and starting fucking scraps. It's the fucking lefties, mate. And yet it's the far right ones that are the don't fucking. I've only just, I go on about left and right a lot at the minute. I've only just understood what it is since I've been told that I'm a fucking far right thug, and I'm like, I need to. Like now I understand it. But all my life I've been like told that I'm a leftist. And I'm like, I don't understand it. Because I don't, like I think this and they don't tally up. So I consider myself, I think it's called a centrist. I just fucking think all of these reasons to fucking argue with each other are bullshit. But now we live in a world, keep on topic, Kez. We live in a world where my stepdad would have been allowed in women's toilets. Now, my stepdad weren't a perv. Do you know what I mean? But he did look frightening. Bless him. Love you, Dad. Do love you. I know you know I love you. I did, like, towards the end of his life. I did actually start calling him Dad because I never did. And then in the end we got quite close, right up until my mum's, it looked that my mum was actually going to die, and then he was just straight off, just became best friends with my brother, and the rest is history. But yeah, so we do, and then we've got that Leah Thomas, it's been proven that he just has a kink and a fetish. Like, people who knew him have pointed out that like messages he sent going like, oh, look, I feel so pretty and all that, like kinky shit. Most men who wear women's underwear and stuff like that, it's kinky. They are literally like, ooh, in fucking silence of the laughing shit, mate. Low key. And how do we know that this whole inclusivity thing isn't kicking off some fucking Buffalo Bills? Men who just can't be feminine enough, so they do something. We ain't had a decent serial killer in ages, have we? We just have, well, not the ones that actually plan out a murder. Like people who kill lots of people, got a shit ton of them. It's like, oh yeah, just killed 4 people, cracking. We'll put you in prison, we'll release you next week, and you can go off and do some more. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think on the thoughts of transvestitism. But I'm telling you for now, I have years and years and years of proof that it's a kink and a fetish. Do you know what I mean? So it's watch Ed Gein, mate. Just watch Ed Gein. Watch Silence of the Lambs. Like, literally, you're trying to tell me that every fucking bloke who puts a dress on has got to be called a woman, has got to be seen as a woman, has got to be allowed in a boxing ring with a fucking woman. Get a fucking grip. Seriously. Them bastards are pushing things so ridiculously over the fucking edge at the minute. How anybody has any level of sanity in this world is beyond me. But keep hold of it, and also keep hold of your fucking sense of humour. And if you're a bloke, keep hold of your dick, because you'll probably change your mind when the fashion's fucking worn off and we're on to something else. Like, literally, the tables might turn. There may be a new fashion in a couple of years, and you just want to do that like you always did behind fucking closed doors on your own. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, if you've made it till the end, I owe you a bevy. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that luscious goodness, and thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all. Bye.